Brandon Moreno versus Alexandre Pantoja.
Alexandre the Cannibal Pantoja. I butcher your name through this whole video. I'm sorry.
Pantoja has beat Moreno. This will be their third match. He's beaten him twice. Once in the Ultimate Fighter House, once in the UFC. Ultimate Fighter House doesn't count, which is unfortunate because some great fights. Check Uriah Hall in the Ultimate Fighter. He had some magnificent finishes, but this is their third match. Pantoja thinks, I'm your big brother, I can take you, but Moreno comes in as the champ, as the favorite. He's much better than before. I love this over-the-shoulder shot, this walk-in shot that they do of the fighters. It just looks super cinematic. I always got to give props to UFC for their production. I think that right now there are a lot of high-level fighters in the other leagues, such as ONE FC, even Bellator, and maybe the PFL. We'll see how the PFL comes up. But as far as the production, the UFC has it. Pantoja has a little bit of a Kron Gracie look to him. Kind of rough looking, where you can see Moreno's the clean cut. He's got the clean cut baby assassin look. I love that nickname, by the way, the baby assassin. Excellent nickname. Round one at 256. You can see Pantoja goes for this trip. Moreno's got good balance, so he's able to get out of it. But this is just like an early indication of how he's constantly trying to just grab a hold of Moreno aggressively. It's amazing. At 2:15 of round one, Pantoja drops Moreno, and he doesn't continue with striking. He just jumps on top of him. He jumps on him almost in a guillotine, almost in a 100% position. And then as Moreno pulls guard, butterfly guard into half guard, and as Pantoja is in the half guard, he seems to like being in the half guard, which I notice with a lot of MMA fighters. They don't necessarily try to go to the side mount because you don't really have as much control of the lower body. The lower body can swing around, so Pantoja likes to step into the half guard, it seems, to be able to have control over the lower body as well. So from here, at 2:07 in round one, Pantoja is in the half guard, and he goes, as Moreno tries to crouch under to try to get out, he's stepping over with his right knee onto Moreno's shoulder to control him. So that's controlling the bottom leg and the bottom shoulder. And from there, he's able to continue the strikes because of that top control in the half guard. Let's keep going. Here we see at 26 seconds of round one, again, as Pantoja is throwing some punches, he chases him down, and he's always able to find that waist. I skipped round two because Pantoja does not have a good round two. Round two was Moreno. Moreno is doing really well with the striking, and Pantoja starts to look very tired in round two. So in round two, the fight is not going well. To me, it looks like Pantoja's out of there, and Moreno is about to retain the belt. But in round three, he comes back with renewed fervor, back to the grappling. Here we can see at 4:37 of round three, he's able to grab the back again. So he's able to grab the waist. He's under both armpits, and he's behind Moreno. He's behind Moreno, and he goes to start crawling up the back again. He goes for the one hook, but Moreno is turning around. Here at 4:24, they've gone to the ground. From this, Moreno does a good job of always getting his back to the ground, but Pantoja also does an excellent job in bringing Moreno's body back onto his chest. He's showing excellent back control, or attempting excellent back control. He's constantly switching the sides for his body triangle. As Moreno is defending well, Moreno is also switching the sides, trying to get Pantoja's foot to the bottom of the body triangle, and Pantoja is constantly switching his lock to get his feet to the top of the body triangle. At 310, there is a moment that reminds me of Islam Makhachev, who says that Jiu-Jitsu fighters have a problem with ending up on their back.
All Jiu-Jitsu guys have same problem. They cannot stay in the top. They all go down. This is big problem for them.
So as Pantoja is on Moreno's back, as Moreno gets up, he does end up slipping and falling on his back, which is not terrible, but it reminds me of what Makhachev says. Round 4 starts off a little bit more even, but by 3:27 of round 4, Pantoja is back on to Moreno. He's like white on rice. He's like a wet blanket. 2 minutes. Last 2 minutes of round 4, Pantoja is being worn like a backpack by Moreno behind his back again. He constantly finds that back position. It's amazing how he's always able to get under the underhook and get to the back. Now round 5, this is a decisive moment in the round. The end of the round, Pantoja spends the last 2 minutes being mounted in a standing back mount on Moreno's back. So he is the backpack for the last 2 minutes of this match. The ability of Pantoja to constantly just grab a hold of Moreno, and also the ability to constantly get behind Moreno's back is just so commendable. One of the judges had Moreno winning. I mean, I could see an argument for 3-2. I thought it was 4-1, but to think that Moreno won the match, that judge needs to get his or her eyes checked and their head checked. As you may have noticed, Marshall has been missing. I don't know where he is. Word has it, he's somewhere out in the jungle training people how to be killers. No, Marshall is away in Thailand, teaching at 10th Planet Koh Tao. I'm actually going to be visiting next week. I don't know how much training I'm going to be able to do since I'm still a little injured, but definitely going to get some good footage.